Hi everyone, welcome back, or welcome if you're just new here. So today I am finally doing the guinea pig video that so many of you asked for so long ago that I just never got round to. I was actually just editing this video, then I did something stupid and lost like the majority of my footage, so I thought I would just quickly film a little something again before all of the like completely disappears. So I'll flip you over and we'll see the pigs. So this is Piggy Poggies. This is their setup and everything right now, and bearing in mind I literally cleaned them out not yesterday, the day before. Look how much mess they've made. Look how much hay is everywhere. There's bits of carrot. They're just they're so friggin' messy. Oh my god. So I wanted to show you their setup because we change this every single time we clean them out. So throughout this video I have like a bunch of different clips that I've taken at different points throughout last week, and just really since you had them, just like a whole bunch of different clips just showing off the pig pogs. So you will probably see this cage set up in about 2 or 3 different ways because we've cleaned them out twice, I think, so you may see like a couple different cage setups. But this is just what we have them in right now. So they have 2 cages, and these cages are just like standard guinea pig cages from Pets at Home, and they say that you can have 2 guinea pigs in each one of these cages, but we didn't think that was quite a lot of space. It's quite small, so we just wanted to give them a little extension. So they have 1 bed right now, but you'll probably see in the other clips that they had another bed that looks exactly the same. We basically have 2 of these beds from when we had Brie, but our dog Brie passed away about 3 months ago, so we just reutilized the beds as like guinea pig beds. So yeah, we used to have it that they would have 2 out at the same time, but then they get super dirty and then you have to wash them obviously, and then they would go like a couple days without any beds because we was washing them and drying them. So now we alternate, so we do 1 bed, then when that's done it goes in the wash, and then we bring out the other bed that's already been cleaned and like ready to go. And they also have this little dog, it's like a small dog hut, like a teepee thing, which they freaking love. You'll see a clip later on of Treacle in like a pink pillow. It was just like a pink heart pillow that I had got from Primark, and it had a hole in it, so I was like, oh, do I just throw this away or should I give it to the pigs?
She's just like, oh, she's proper in there now, right?
Treeks, hi, you okay? Do you like that?
I'm trying your bed, baby.
You happy pig? Yes.
She's done so like 50 times.
Yes, Min.
She's really benefit room for her, I reckon.
Oh, you're such a little silly pig. You're so cute. And I gave it to the pigs, and oh my god, they love it. They love like soft plush stuff that they can like lay in. So yeah, they have that. So they have altogether 4 hides because they all need a hide each so that they don't clash and they have their own personal space. Okay, sorry for how shit the lighting is and Cameron clicking, but look how cute they are being right now. Oh my god, I love you so much. But most of the time 1 or 2 of them will be sleeping in the hay rack. It's just an old washing basket of ours that was broken, so instead of throwing it away, we thought we would just give it to the pigs as a DIY hay rack, because previously we were putting hay like in the actual area with them as like sort of like bedding materials / food. But what they do is they sit in the hay and they pee and they poop all over it. They make a massive mess and then they don't want to eat the hay anymore. So if we do it like this, what we can do is we can sometimes have it upwards, because then they can still have access to the hay because there's holes, and then if we want to as well, we can tip it down like what I've done so they can go and sit in and stuff like that. So we can like alternate depending on how messy they've been. It's also so much easier to clean the hay out like this, so that you can just pick up the basket, tip all the hay away if it's dirty, and then just refill the hay, as opposed to like before, if it was in with their cages, then you'd have to clean out everything including all the sawdust because it all just sort of like mushes together. But yeah, and they also have a mixture of muesli and pellets right now. Not for any fancy reason, it's just because they had run out of pellets. So I went to Pets at Home and I got them some muesli. I thought it was pellets, but I picked up the wrong thing. I picked up muesli. And I came home with the muesli, expecting them to be so happy to have their food. And they just completely ignored it. And they would just week at me constantly for other food. So I was like, all right, fine, I'm going to go out and I'm going to get you some nuggets. So I went out the next day, got them some nuggets, came back with the nuggets, put the nuggets down and everything like that. And then the second that I did that, they all went and started eating the freaking muesli. So now we have 2 bags, so there's nuggets and muesli over there. So I just alternate. So I've got 2 bowls of muesli, 2 bowls of nuggets. And that way they can all like, sort of swap around if they want to. They have the best of both worlds. And they won't squawk at me, which they squawk so much. If you are thinking of getting guinea pigs and you assume they're going to be a nice, quiet pet, you are wrong. They are not quiet at all. They are so noisy. I really want to get footage of them wheaking. I think I'm going to do it later because me and Cam are going out to Asda in a bit. And whenever you open and close the door, they go freaking mad because they think I've gone out the front and picked them some grass. Because I like pretty regularly, like maybe 2-3 times a week, I'll go out the front, out there if you can see, I'll go out the front and I'll just pick them some grass. And I'll come in with like a bag, 2 bags full of grass, tip it everywhere. They freaking love it. So now every time you come in and out of the door, they hear the door opening and closing, they go crazy because they think it's grass time. So I'm thinking later when we go to Asda, I'll hopefully try and get a bit of footage of them when we come in so you can just see how noisy they are. But yeah, what was I saying? I always do this. Other little tidbits about piggles, if you didn't know, they have to have hay or grass. That's like the majority of their diet. I think it's something ridiculous, like either 70 or 90% of their diet is made up of like hay or grass, which is like that's like a big amount. Yeah, but essentially they just eat constantly. They're just little piggies. And the strange thing about their name is, so you know guinea pigs, yeah? They're not from Guinea or anywhere near Guinea. And they're not in like the pig family or anything like that. So I don't know why they're called guinea pigs. I mean, I get the name pig because they literally never stop eating. But yeah, I just thought that was like a fun fact. Cam told me it like a little while ago. So I don't know why they're actually called guinea pigs. Yeah, other little tidbits, they have a frog. So this is a frog that I got Cameron for Valentine's Day, not last year but the year before. And if you've seen my Bratz review, the Revolution X Bratz collection, then you will sort of know the story behind this and the whole frog thing and how Cameron calls me a frog for some reason. So yeah, I just got this for him and then we decided to give it to the pigs and they really like it. They all interact with Mr. Froggy, Mrs. Froggy, just the frog. They all interact with the frog. They're such curious little things. It's so nice. Yeah, and they have like all of these toys as well. So this is just some like little toys that they have. They had a bunch of these. I think it was like a set of 21 from Amazon a little while ago that had all of these toys. I've had to throw like the majority of them because they've got super mucky, but only a few have held on. Why won't you focus? So it's just like a wood toy, but it has a bell on it, which they love because like then it's just sort of like a bit more stimulating. They enjoy it. But the wood is like a special wood. It's like it has to be wood from either like an apple tree or a cherry tree. I think it's like fruit trees, because that's safe for pigs. But you can see all of their little nibble marks in it. It's so cute. And stuff like this is so important because rodents' teeth never stop growing, so they grow their whole lives. They just keep growing. So if they don't have hard stuff to nibble on, such as like wooden toys, wooden sticks, hard foods like carrots, then their teeth will just sort of like overgrow, and then that's like a really serious medical condition. Another thing about pigs is about the nails. So you might be wondering why these 3 in particular look a little funky. It's because they got shaved about 1 week ago, I think it is. Oh my god, there's Toffee. You can see her in all of her glory. Look at how dodgy her haircut is. Hi, Tooth. Hi. Hello, beautiful. Hello. Oh. You want some attention too, Coco? Hello. Hello. Hello, baby. So this one's Coco. This little one here. Hi. Hi. Yes, I love you. I love you too. So Treacle, black little girl there. Toffee is the brown and black one, and then Mint's that beautiful white one. So those 3 have super bad fur. And I say bad in the way of like, it's really thick and it's really, their fur grows really thick and really long. Treacle and Toffee have a very similar hairstyle because Toffee is actually Treacle's mum. She's Coco's mum too, but Coco got really lucky with her fur. But yeah, Treacle and Toffee have a very similar hairstyle. But Mint's hair is the worst out of all of them. I'll actually put in a picture of the way she looked before, and you will see how long her hair is. But the issue with it is that it gets super matted around like their bum area, their leg area, and then like feces and things get stuck in the mat. And like that's really painful for them. If they pull it or anything like that, like it's literally just pulling on the skin, like it's so painful. And also it's super like unsanitary, and we don't want them to get ill, because guinea pigs are so incredibly fragile. You really do have to be careful of them. So we actually shave, Cameron actually shaves Treacle, Toffee and Mint probably about once every few months. We normally do it just by judging on how it's looking, because obviously fur grows differently depending on the time of year. But yeah, we really have to keep on with that, otherwise their fur gets matted, as I've said, and we don't want that for them. We also have to clip their nails quite a lot. We clip their nails maybe, I want to say once every month and a half, because it wasn't right when we got them, but sometime last year when we were sort of still new to having guinea pigs, because we've only had Toffee, she's the eldest, we've only had her for 2 years. So sometime last year we went to clip their nails, and I think we'd left it a while, thinking that it would be okay and we'd just get round to it and like it would be fine. And Treacle, her sort of like equivalent of a thumbnail, had started curling inwards towards the rest of her hand, and it had almost touched her hand. This was happening on both of her front feet. So yeah, we had to clip that, and ever since we have to be really sort of vigilant with it, because especially Treacle, her nails grow like quite deformed. She's really interested in the toys. What are you doing, baby? Yeah, her nails grow super deformed, so we have to keep on top of that. So guinea pigs they're quite a lot of maintenance actually. We bath ours as well. I think you're meant to bath them like 3 times a year, if that. Look at Treacle just lounging in there. You having a good day, babes? Yeah, so we bathed ours last week when they got shaven. Can I focus this? No, it doesn't seem to want to play ball. Yeah, so we bathed ours last week when they got shaven, so they're all nice and clean still. But I think you're only meant to do it like 3 times a year. But yeah, I always get off track. Min, you have pellets right in front of you, darling. They're literally right there. I know. Another little fun little fact for you is that Mint, so little context, we've only had Mint for about 2 months, so she's only about a few months old. And when we first got her, she was like pure white apart from her ears. Funny. So she started getting like a yellow bum, and we assumed that it was because her bum was getting dirty and you could just see it more because she had white fur. So I actually tried bathing her. We tried getting it out like a few times and nothing was working. It was still there, and we was like, what the hell is happening? Yeah, it turns out that the older she's getting, the fur around the like bottom part of her body, like she's had different colour fur come in as she's grown up. She has like this sort of like yellowy caramelly coloured fur like all around her bum, all around both of her the bottom of her legs. She has like this different coloured fur. You can see it on her right there. So we had spent all of this time thinking that she had a dirty bum, trying to sort it out, when in reality she had just got different coloured fur coming through. So yeah, that was an absolute nightmare. Yeah, what other things should I say about the pogs? The other day, oh my god, I actually have footage of it which I'll put in. Okay, so I've just been outside to get them some grass, and Mint was on top of the green hut for the very first time. Yay! The other day she went on that hut for the first time, and she has not left it since. She has found her place in this house and she loves it. So let me tell you quickly sort of like the guinea pig tale, the story of our guinea pigs. So we got Toffee and also another guinea pig, Fudge, as I mentioned about 2 years ago, and we realised pretty quickly that there was something off with Toffee. She was getting much larger than Fudge, and she was also very reclusive. We just assumed that she was shy, which she is, but at the time we knew that something was off. So basically we took her to a vet. It turns out she was pregnant, and I'm not even joking, about a month and a half after we had brought Toffee home, she gave birth to 3 beautiful baby piggies. So obviously you've got Coco and Treacle, and then there was also a boy named Ginger. Now Ginger was my sort of like favourite. He was the one that I bonded with the most, but we actually had to make the really heartbreaking decision to give him up for adoption because he had reached the age of sexual maturity and he was trying to mate with all of the other girls, because obviously there was, how many girls? There was 4 girls for him to mate with. I don't know why I couldn't do that maths. So yeah, he was trying to mate with everyone. And the annoying thing about guinea pigs is that they can get pregnant extremely young, and actually it's super dangerous for them to get pregnant over the age of a year. So yeah, they get pregnant really, really young. So it's very, very common that people will have a litter of guinea pigs, and then male guinea pigs will impregnate like the sisters and the mums and things like that. So he was getting to sexual maturity age, well, he was at that age. I don't know why I keep saying he was getting there. And he was trying to hump all of the other pigs, and we were getting worried because they can start exhibiting like sexual behaviors before like they can actually do anything, if that makes sense. But yeah, we went to the vet with him and they was like, no, he's sexually active, and he has been for a few weeks, because basically we had this whole thing where we went to Pets at Home, which was the place that we got Toffee and Fudge, and they said that they reach sexual maturity up to a certain age. But then we went to a vet, and then the vet told us a completely different age, and obviously we trusted the vet more because they're a vet. But it actually turns out that it was the other way around. So he had been sexually mature for a couple of weeks, so thank God that no one else got pregnant, because we would not have been able to deal with that. So yeah, there was the option to get him neutered and keep him as like the stag of the group, because there are people that have like they'll have a neutered male in their herd of females because the male sort of keeps all the females in check. But if we wanted to do that, we would have to have waited a couple months until he was at the right age to do it. And not only that, but guinea pigs are so tiny and so fragile that you can't really risk putting them under anaesthetic. Like, the prime example is Coco. So Coco, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but she has a massive lump underneath her armpit, and the vet has said that it's just sort of like a fatty lump, that guinea pigs get them really common. But we can't get surgery to get it removed because like it's way too much of a risk. It's too dangerous to put her under anaesthetic. So essentially she just has to live with that. Obviously, if it ever reaches a point where it's like super, like it imposes her life, then we will have to speak to the vet about it. But they're so small and so extremely fragile. I know I keep saying that, but literally they get like respiratory infections so freaking quickly. Like if you spray deodorant too close to them, like in the same room as them, they can get really seriously ill. So yeah, why have I gone off on a tangent? I don't know what I was talking about, but essentially so we decided not to get Ginger neutered, because even if he had the surgery, after the surgery we would have had to have separated him for a while so that he could recover, and I think it actually takes a while for it to take effect. I'm not 100% certain, but yeah, we would have had to have had him separate. And instead of putting him through all of that stress, we decided it was probably better to put him up for adoption and get him like a good home to go to. So we did that, and pretty much straight away we found a home for him. It was actually someone that, it wasn't a Pets at Home worker, but it was a Pets at Home worker's friend who like loved animals, had this incredible guinea pig set up. They had a boy, they just needed one more boy, so they took Ginger, and Ginger like fell in love instantly with this other boy, and he is having an amazing life. So yeah, but a couple of months after we had given Ginger away, Fudge actually became extremely ill. She was separated from the herd, she wasn't eating, she was acting completely off, so we took her straight to a vet, and it turns out that she had this thing that apparently is really common in guinea pigs, but it's essentially like a sludge of like vitamin C. You can see Coco's lump as well, by the way, when she moves over there. Keep an eye on it, like right in this vicinity that my finger is circling. See? Right there, that massive lump. So anyway, so Fudge, so basically guinea pigs, they can't make their own vitamin C, so you have to give them foods that have vitamin C in it, but you can't feed them too much vitamin C because then they can get ill. And this is essentially what happened to Fudge, from my understanding, is that basically there was too much vitamin C and her body couldn't process it, and so all of this vitamin C just sort of became like a sludge and got stored in her bladder area, and it had made like a really big lump, and she actually wasn't able to wee, she couldn't pee. So yeah, this is quite serious, and it happens quite commonly, and it is mainly, from my understanding, down to misinformation. Like even us, when we got the guinea pigs, we asked like the Pets at Home what to feed them, and they told us what to feed them, and they included by saying feed them like lots and lots of spinach, but spinach is super high in vitamin C, and if you give them like spinach all day every day, then that's way too much vitamin C for their bodies to like process, and then they just get ill. And that's basically what happened to Fudge, and it was absolutely horrible. So they tried extracting some of the sludge, but sadly she passed away later that evening, which was just heartbreaking. And we learned a lesson out of it. Like we learned not to feed them that much spinach, and you have to give them like a varied diet, and you have to sort of make sure that you're giving them the right levels of vitamin C. 4 became 3, and it stayed 3 for a really long time, probably I'd say maybe just under a year, maybe like 10 months. But then we decided to get a new piggy, aka Mint. And the main reason we decided this was essentially just because of their group dynamic at the time. So it had sort of become that Coco was being left out a lot. It was mainly like Treacle and Toffee chilling together, because Treacle she's like the top of the hierarchy, right? So Treacle has always picked on Coco since they were babies. Coco was the runt of the litter, not that you'd be able to tell because she's so big, yes you are. But Treacle has always bullied her, sometimes really viciously, but Toffee is super social, she gets on with everyone. So it would very commonly be that Toffee and Treacle would be together and Coco would be on her own, and then anytime Coco did interact with Toffee, it would usually be met by Treacle bullying her, and Coco would like squeal, and it was just really, it was horrible to watch. So we decided to get a new pig in the hopes that it would maybe balance things out and that Coco would have a friend. And Mint has been a complete breath of fresh air, and I am so glad that we got her. Hello. Hello. Oh. Hi. Hi, sweet pies. Hello. Hello, soft nose. Hello. Hello, Treacle. Oh. Oh. You decide no. You decide you don't wanna. Hello. Hello. What are you up to? Oh. Love you. So essentially guinea pigs have a hierarchy, right? But it doesn't actually start until you get 4 pigs. So when we only had 3 pigs, they sort of had a hierarchy. Like, you knew that Treacle was more dominant because she would always bully Coco. But when you get 4 pigs in the mix, then the hierarchy really begins. So when we first got Mint, there was like a lot of commotion, a whole bunch of rumble strutting happening, a lot of headbutting, just everyone sort of trying to figure out where they fit in. And the current hierarchy stands as Treacle's number 1, she's the most dominant. Then you get Toffee, then Coco, then Mint. Mint is, she's so easily, like, she's headbutted by everyone, she's pushed around by everyone. But as she gets bigger, I'm sure the hierarchy will continue to change. But at the moment, that's just the way that it is. But everything has been helped a lot. Like, all of the bullying has been helped so much just by sort of like the cage, like giving them extra space, making sure that they all have a hide each, they all have a food bowl each. Like, it's helped so much because, like, if Coco doesn't want to be around Treacle, she can just go in her own hide. And then if Treacle starts following her, she can go somewhere else. Or like if they're fighting over food bowls, then there's another food bowl for all of them. Do you know what I mean? So that has really, really helped with our situation. And Mint has just been, it's just been so lovely having her and watching everything, because like they've all just come out of their shell so much since we've got her. Like, she is so lively and just so social with everyone. Like, she will just follow everyone around and smell everyone's bums. She's so sweet. But, like, not only that, but, like, everyone else has just, they've just changed. Like, they'll do different grooming behaviours that she's brought in. Like, they'll groom each other more. She likes to sleep out in the open, so then they'll start sleeping out in the open. And they've been interacting with us more, and it's just been so freaking nice. Like, that's another thing about having the cage like this, is that it used to be a full-on cage with like a back and a ceiling and everything, but Cam actually did like a whole bunch of research into it, and that's why we decided to take the cage off and essentially DIY it. And it's because like it's so much easier to interact with them. Like, I can sit with them like how I'm doing now and just speak to them, and I can put my hand in and they can sniff me, and I hand feed them at least 3 times a day. And it's just so much easier, because if you're trying to feed them, pick them up, whatever, because you have to pick them up, you have to handle them quite a lot for like grooming and like health checks and things. So like when you have their cage, it's just so much more stressful because you're like chasing them around, whereas when it's like this, they get used to you, and it is so much easier to actually do the techniques of picking them up and putting them down that you're supposed to do to like calm them down. Like, there's a specific technique for putting them down where you essentially have to hold them until they stop struggling, and then once they've stopped struggling, you put them down. And you do this every day, I think like 3 times a day for like a week, and then they learn that when you're putting them away, if they don't struggle, then they just get released. And it's actually so much more beneficial for them because they're not getting so stressed. Like before, you would like hold them close to the bed when you was trying to put them away, and they would just like struggle so much, and like you don't really want that. You want them to be calm. So it's just been so much easier actually doing all of that without having the cage in the way. And also we have them inside, so they just get used to our voices, they get used to our presence, our smells, everything like that. And yeah, like even if we had a private garden, I would not keep them outside. Like I just love having them in here. Like I just love interacting with them and just watching them. They're just the sweetest things. Oh my god, I love them. I feel like I'm forgetting stuff. I always forget stuff in these videos. I filmed this video like 3 times. Also, their favourite things are like, they have like, you can't really see, but they have hanging bits over there on their cage, and that one toy in particular, it has like a bell on it. Can you see like the swing? It's like a swing with a bell, and oh my god, they love it. They love the bells, like they're just so like interactive. Their other favourite things are cardboard. They love nibbling cardboard, like literally it's like their favourite thing. We've tried getting them guinea pig treats before and they absolutely hated them. They refused to eat them. Me and Cam actually tried the guinea pig treats. I know that sounds weird, but they smelt really nice and they were quite nice. But yeah, they don't like them. They just love fresh veg. Their favourite is spinach, I will say that, but we get them like a grab bag of, I think it's baby spinach, baby carrot and beetroot, and we get that for them maybe once a week, if that. So that's like a really special treat for them, but I will say spinach is still their favourite. But as I mentioned, I'm gonna throw in a few clips of just stuff that I've filmed, and hope to god that I haven't missed anything out. I keep missing stuff out of these videos and having to refilm them, and it's driving me insane. But yeah, these are our beautiful, beautiful babies. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure you give it a big thumbs up and subscribe. Well, consider subscribing if you haven't already. I'd love to see you back. And yeah, enjoy the rest of the video, guys. All of my little babies are here. Where's Treacle gone? Is she in the box? Treacle's trying to go in the box. I get one time. I love hearing them chew. Coco, you're gonna headbutt this off like you headbutt everything. You say yes, mummy. Yes, I will. You guys have made a mess, haven't you? Made a mess of your hay. No, man, what are you doing about that, baby? What are you doing? They're so cute. What are you doing, babe? No, you sleeping by that show, are you? You cute. You fat piggy. You fat little pig bog. Oh, little baby.
She's still pretty damn old. She'll realise on the side.
I mean, are you stuck in there? Are you having a problem? No, you're just eating it. You're just eating your enemy. Toffee's moving in that bag. Hey, babies. Hey, Poofy Toofy. Hey. What if I move the box like this, then we can see everyone? Huh? Treacle's pooping. That's fine, we don't discriminate. I guess like I don't see what Min's doing. Second at Treacle. And we're laying down too. Hello girlies, what are you doing? What are you doing? Hello Cookie Bear. What are you doing? What are you doing? Should we see what your sister's doing? She's eating. Is she gonna come back out? Is she gonna come back out? There she is. There's the treacle poo. Oh wow, your treacle. This is a wild treacle. Hello baby. Hello. How are you? I love you guys. Hey Cole, what are you doing? What are you doing, princess? You sniffing at my camera? Are you sniffing at my camera? It's not food. It isn't. And now Treacle's coming out. She's like, Mummy, what you doing? If you're feeding Coco, you've got to feed me. I love you. And then Mummy's over there, isn't she? Biological Mummy. Hello, Doff Doff. What are you up to? Coco, what are you doing, baby? I don't got any food for you. You want a little ear scratch? A little ear scratch? You're gonna nibble me. Are you gonna nibble me?